Hey, look, don't we look way better, HD and shit?
And we told you we're going to be improving our equipment. The first thing that we got to do improvements on is the camera. Now you get to see all of our flaws in lovely HD and 4K possibly.
Yeah, totally, and we have a lot of other things ready in store. But welcome back.
Welcome back to another week, another episode of Enjoy the Buzz. I think it's episode 15. Again, as every week, I should really keep track of what episodes we're recording before we start to record.
Well, per usual, we always start off with a pretty good little sketch for you guys, and we have a return from one of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Homie Financial. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? I heard y'all want the homie back. Homie's back here. Homie Financial episode number 2, man. I'm here to make you some motherfucking money, bro. But you gotta let me know what you want to hear, though, bro. Alright, but I want to hear from y'all, though. I want to make y'all some motherfucking money, so let me know. Let me hear what y'all hear.
Homie Financial. So, my parents want to use my social to open up a credit card. And, I'm only 18. I'm still living in their house. I don't know how to tell them no. Should I say yeah? Help me out here.
Nah, wait, we don't fuck with that shit, no, bro. Cause see, what people don't realize is that whenever that parents make the credit card on the fucking kid's name, they be running the credit and shit. And watch, bro, you're gonna try to get an apartment 2 years from now, you and your highness, right? And you ain't gonna be able to do that shit because your credit is gonna be at the 100th, bro. That's not no IQ test. That ain't a good fucking number, bro. You wanna be at least in the 600s or 700s. You wanna get some bitches, have good credit, bro, and your parent ain't gonna do that for you, man. Alright, bro, but you know what? Hopefully your credit card situation is good, though. But I want to hear from some other y'all motherfuckers. No credit card shit, though, because, the IRS is after me.
Hello, Homie Financial. You know what? I'm a struggling artist, and how can I make money? My paintings aren't doing it. Is there any other things I could do to make money?
Yeah, bro, okay, so I'm gonna let you down some real low down key fucking type information. It's some kind of information real quick, though. Because, the homies be doing shit that may not always be a kind of above table and shit. Let me tell you some crazy shit, man. You heard about these fucking furries? Man, they pay good fucking money, bro. They love that fucking shit. You want to draw two fuckers fucking each other? Dude, that's $1,000. You go to the right white homie. It don't even gotta be good too, bro. It just gotta be that what you want. Whatever they ask for, you just fucking make it furry, make that shit, add the fur and the hair and the chest and shit, and that should be good, bro. But yeah, bro, I may not be around the neighborhood that too often, but that's cause my parole officer and shit likes to get on my case. But when I'm here, I'm fucking here for y'all monies. I'm trying to make y'all money. Homie Financial. We trying to get the whole fucking family rich, right? Charity starts at the family way. But y'all have a good one. Peace, bro.
And we back. Welcome back. It was a bit of a slow week, but we still got much to talk about.
At least you learned a little bit of financial news before we kind of go into the slow week topic.
Yeah, definitely. We want to feed you the broccoli before we get to the beard.
That's a really great way to do it.
Right?
All
right, bro. Per usual. Woo.
We did that on sync. That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, we got that telepathy thing going on.
Very true, very true.
I hope you guys are pouring up too. And by you guys, Madre. I'll get some every time. Oh boy, bro, got a room in our fucking beer shelf too. Okay, well, we are back and cheers.
Cheers. Got a little ahead of myself. I wanted to enjoy my drink first.
I hear that. I, being the nerds that we are, we're super stoked about the new fucking season premiere, season 5 of My Hero Academia.
Yes. Oh, and it was actually a pretty dope premiere. It was a really good first episode. So before we begin, we gotta, again, as we said in the last episode, we're always gonna be talking about spoilers. So just know that is gonna be the nature of what we're talking about. We're just gonna say it, and it's gonna happen.
But we talk about shows or movies usually a week after release.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you haven't seen it, it's your fault.
Yeah, if you're getting mad at us for spoilers, it's your fault. It's not ours. Get some responsibility for your own actions.
Exactly. Take some accountability, bro. You're a grown up. If you're old enough to watch our show, you're old enough to take a little bit of accountability.
But yeah, season 5, episode 1 just came out. Or it came out recently, and honestly, it was a really nice way to just fucking alright, back to business. We're not doing no gentleman here or gentleman villain.
Yeah, you
anymore.
know, I love little side stories and filler episodes, you know, but like, I was ready just to see the whole class back together again. I know that's how we left off, but like the trailers coming into this, it's like, you know, the trailers are implying Class 1A and Class 1B are going to have another little duke it out competition between the two. And then seeing this episode, they were all so in sync. Like I told you when we were watching it together, 1B has hitters, but like, bro, can they compete with the unison of 1A? Like,
and that was the part that tripped me out the most, was just like how in sync it was. Like, you know, in a lot of the situations that 1A gets involved with, there's always like, you know, Bakugo is like, I'm gonna do it myself, and then Midoriya's like, but I need to go save you, and then that creates some conflict.
And at the very least, to get Momo or Ida to like break it down for everyone before they start the mission, you know?
But no, like everyone's like, all right, we already put into our plan that we know Bakugo is gonna fuck off and go do something else somewhere.
You never really know what he's gonna do. Sometimes he's in the offensive, and sometimes he's literally the greatest strategist on the show.
Yeah, it's really like it is how he's portrayed is so interesting, and then his new costume is so fucking sick, and I'm excited to see just like how his character develops too. Because again, like everyone's really falling into their own, and now you know we have to remember that the guy who is able to essentially mind control people just by talking to them is gonna be put into place. And Bakugo is one of the biggest, like, you know, fuck it, I'm just gonna go in and see what happens.
Yeah, one thing I like about him is, like, I don't really watch a lot what I say. I kind of just say it before I think about it, you know? And I notice he gets in trouble a lot with that, so, like, you know, it's like, I fuck with Bakugo a lot, for sure. But, okay, if you were to have any quirks, I know I always go to, you know, top flight with top flight. To choose like the top 4 quirks in from 1A, 1B, and no other like A-class superheroes, like none of the professionals. You have to like stick with the ones from 1A and 1B. What are your top 4 favorite hero powers that you would choose from that?
Alright, well, number 1 has to be Bakugo, because, you know, just my infinity of being a pyromaniac who loves fireworks, I gotta choose the one that goes the big booms.
Yeah, okay, I mean, sure. But he doesn't naturally make the kabooms. He needs his support items to do it. His power is secreting.
I mean, there's sweat and everything, but like I sweat like a fucking animal in real life. Sure. Yeah. So like just knowing that, you know, I just I need to put on the grenades and everything, but even then they're kind of cool. And it's like, all right, you know, if I just want to fuck around, just blow shit up, just to entertain myself, it'd be so much fun.
You know how they shot his new outfit? It's like a all black body covering vinyl outfit. What that tells me is he's intending to like hold on. He wants to sweat. He wants to sweat as much as possible. Yeah. That's what I see from that outfit. I think that's pretty cool.
So yeah, for me, I think from 1A, 1B, I have to give it to Bakugo. Would have to be my go-to one, because it's also like his maneuverability around it too. I love how he's able to like. It's so creative on what you can do with the explosions.
We always have that typical fucking like clash. For me, it has to be One For All, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta have that all my power. You know, I'll eat a stranded hair, no problem, bro. I like fucking One For All so much because like. It's so basic, but like they don't like, you know, they're really creative on how they like approach the powers, you know, like how he's using his own force as a launch off to fly, and how he's using so much momentum, and Bakugo's no stranger to that. Like when he did his little like tornado thing by like spinning one thing at a time to keep so. But him also Deku being the top tier strategist, you know, the two kind of play hand in hand. But One For All is cheap, but you know. My go-to, if I were to pick one, would be One For All.
Okay. If you're gonna choose One For All, at least I'm curious now. I want you to specify a little bit more, because you know One For All is interpreted like people interpret the use of the power differently. You know, All Might is very punch heavy. Deku is very, you know, he uses the shoot style with his legs. Like, how would you want to use One For All?
I will honestly I would use it like. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I would rely so heavily on the momentum of force of like just spinning my body, almost like Spider-Man. I want to move like Spider-Man by like pushing myself in directions with momentum and the propulsion of my punches and shit like that. Okay. So if I could just like be like flying all over the place, bing, 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 come in, bing, 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 you know, like you can't touch me, you can't see me, like that'd be fun. Just to like just fucking just be crazy like that. You know?
Okay, so like kind of like amplifying Gran Torino's kind of thing, and then like kicking that up to like 1,000.
Yeah, think of like Gran Torino and like Sora at final form when he's like flying like crazy and everything's going all over the place, you know? And like like that's what I would like to do. Add some webbings under my fucking armpits just so I can like, you know, have harder turns and shit like that. That would be cool.
That actually would be cool. Really sick to see like that version of One For All, just a super maneuverable based one. That'd actually be really cool. What? Excuse me. I think so it has to be from Class 1A or Class 1B, right? Okay. Fuck, alright. That's difficult. You know what, actually, I'm really curious, like, that one chick who has all the vines and everything, I think her power is super cool, and, like, we saw her just only at the sports festival, and I haven't read the manga, but I'm really interested to see, like, just how much more that can get amplified, because I know she was doing some crazy stuff already.
She's only, what, like, fucking 14 years old, and she's already like Ivy tier. So using her plant powers.
Yeah, you know, like I would love to like. All right, I'm getting more into plants right now, just kind of my own personal life. Fuck
plant daddies, bro. Yeah.
So I would love to be the plant daddy. That would be the hero name and everything.
That's comedy. Yeah, plants, bro. No, deadass though. That's funny. Number 2, and I like the power originally, but what really got me thinking about it a little more, it's fucking Mei Hatsume. The mechanic. Like, she is fucking Tony Stark. And again, she's only like 14, 15 years old. Imagine once she finished UA, she is Tony Stark. The inventions she's creating is
all of her babies
crazy.
Are fucking wild.
They're her babies, just like Tony Stark. His creations are his. Pepper Potts like, get rid of them. No, they're my life's work, bro. Yeah. Like, that would be cool. And like, just the possibilities of how you could just abuse that to make yourself money for everyone else and like work for these agencies. Like, I think that's cool.
And she's even like proving how well she's able to design stuff, because like a lot of 1A, all they're like added onto the kits are just from her designing it too.
Well, the comedy when she was fighting Ida, she forfeited. She was fucking around with Ida for a long ass time, just showing new invention, while Ida is trying to just catch up to her. Like,
and then she forces him into being a part of the sales pitch.
he was a part of the demonstration, and he had no choice about it. So like, yeah. Hatsume, she could be like the hero killer if she wanted to after she got old enough, because like she's also like Batman, where she knows the first-hand knowledge of every hero that comes to work with her.
You know, I never really thought about it that way. Yeah, she has like the whole, she can make her own Agamemnon protocol that Batman does.
Exactly.
That's actually really fucking crazy.
So Hatsume, I think like that's a really slept on superpower in the My Hero universe.
No, actually, now that you put it in that way, yeah, I think if she ever does decide to be a villain, even just without having them come to her, like, she's able to analyze the heroes and, like, okay, this is what you need, this is what you need, and then kind of flip that on its head and, like, alright, this is what I need to take you down, kind of thing. That's actually really cool. I never thought about her in that way, and it makes her a lot more interesting of a character. Alright, so number 3, I would have to give it, I know it's, like, the most edgelord fucking,
I know you're going
at there has there, but the reason why I'm gonna choose this one is, like, when Dark Shadow fucking, like, actually attached to him, I thought that was sick. Like, I know Dark Shadow's his own entity, but like when he latches on and just like improves like the close quarter combat by like so many different folds, I was like, alright, that ability's got so much fucking
Dark Shadow literally is unstoppable. Like, there's nothing that can counter against Dark Shadow.
Yeah, except for,
not being able to control it. But one thing I noticed in the newest episode, he made Dark Shadow like really large in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Like, that was a small little detail that I was like, yo, that's kind of sick.
He's slowly becoming a daywalker.
Yup. Alright, Dark Shadow's a pretty cool one. I like... I forgot her name. The Invisible Girl, though. Like, I thought she was hella useless until they brought up Refracture.
Yeah, and that she's reflecting all the light.
Yeah, and then, like... imagine how much more you could do with light manipulation. You could like literally like at one point, once you get good enough, you can alter the reality for other people and what they see because we only see what light brings back to us, you know? So like I could see her like just manipulating the light going back to other people's eyes and they're seeing something completely different.
Yeah, and it's like the fact that she was into the solar flare thing, like in that episode too, it's like, okay, now we're exploring so many different things. She's able to project stuff outward.
She took down Hato, and Hato was the top 3, bro.
Yeah, that was insane.
Hato was the top 3. She took her out like that.
All it took was just one fucking solar flare. It's like, all right, it's a whole different ballgame. No, actually, like that's another person I am keep track of the show too, because if she's doing more stuff outward, that's all illusionary shit, and that'd be really cool.
Light manipulation would be crazy, so I think that's a slept on power for sure.
I definitely. All right, you're gonna get kind of mad at me for this one, because I have a feeling that I'm surprised that you haven't picked this one yet. Considering that how much we both like this character a lot.
You gonna choose Shoto?
Yeah, I was gonna choose Red Right. Yeah.
Oh, Red Right. I didn't expect you to choose him. No one chooses like Kiminari.
Kaminari, like he honestly, out of every character in the show, he's probably like the bravest character out of everybody. Like him and Lemillion are probably the bravest characters. And the ones that are really putting themselves on the line in every situation that they're in.
Yeah, I would say bravest only because like they're not S tier, but he's keeping up with the S tier people. Yeah. He's keeping up with Fat Gum, he's keeping up with Deku, he's keeping up with Baku, he's walking shoulder to shoulder with them. Yeah, hardening in theory isn't nowhere near as great as what they can achieve. Yeah. But like, I am mad. I didn't think you were gonna choose that one. But okay, you chose it. You chose it. You break it down.
After the ultimate hardened version of like Red Riot, dude, that shit was so fucking sick.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love Red Riot so much. That's my guy, and I can't wait till like he learns to harden his hardening and just add layers to it. Cause like I was just thinking about it the other day after I watched this episode. I was like, all right, what if he adds like hardening to his hardening? To like body manipulate. So when he does the ramming thing, what if eventually he can like harden his hooves to make it to a bull, so he could rush with all fours instead, and his charge will be like
just that much more intense. Because he already kind of does like the blade things too, and just like that's extra different layers to make giant fucking swords that he can make and whatnot. Potentially and stuff.
I'm trying to blade for number 4 now.
I mean, if you want, you can choose the steel version of Kaminari.
Nah, douchebag though. The reason why I like Kaminari a lot too is because like his personality is so fucking down to earth and humble.
Yeah, it really is. He's really trying to like makes him be a part of everybody, but also stand out at the same time too.
Yeah. Shit. That's a good one. Okay.
See, I knew you would be pissed off if I chose this one.
I didn't expect you to choose that one. So, like, I expected you to choose Lucario more than when I was talking about that. Remember, like, I was thinking you would choose it? Yeah. Because they're similar, kind of.
Yeah, but, different representations.
Yeah. Alright, fuck. I'm a little bit drawing a blank now. Number 4. You know what's funny? Like, I have never thought about these like that at all. And I feel like I kind of catching on with why I would use them. Except for this 4th person. Okay. Who would I choose? Honestly, I would love Anna Voice. Having Anna Voice would be really fucking cool.
Anna Voice would be really dope.
Like, I could see how that's a very situational skill. It can either be the most useless skill in the world, and odds are I'm not going to be fighting villains in Africa or Australia, where the most vicious fucking animals live in. So yeah, so like it is situational, but like that's a superpower that like I see that goes like beyond combat or making money. That's something like you could just chill out in the backyard and just be like, hey, it's a little Red Robin. Come here, little homie. What's good? How was your day? It just seems like so relaxing.
Also, for someone like you who's arachnophobic, you can like tell every spider in a mile radius, hey, get the fuck out.
Never thought of that, bro.
Get the fuck out. I don't want to see you. I can talk to you. I know you can hear me. So get it. Get it and go.
Respect me, alright? If you press my buttons, I will hit up all the birds and grasshoppers and people who eat y'all. And after I stump on you, they'll come for your family, okay? So, we're mutual agreement here. I like that. But he also has like this weird tough skin about him where I feel like no insect could really penetrate his skin, you know? So I don't know if like if you're built like that, should you be afraid of bugs? But then again, elephants are afraid of rats, so
Actually, no, I think he does kind of like, when you mentioned the whole elephant thing, he does kind of have like elephant-like skin in terms of like the roughness or like the thickness of it. It looks like it kind of reminds me of elephant.
His head kind of looks like the foot.
Yeah. And okay, actually, now that I never thought about that character in that way either, now too. All right, we're learning a lot about these characters by just discussing about which one we want to be.
yeah. Like, if it wasn't him, it would have been Todoroki, because that's just such an OP fucking move to have.
It really
But that's
is.
kind of, like, easy.
Yeah,
you know?
that was an easy one. It was like, alright, I'm not going to choose one for all, because that's the OP, like, fucking power to use.
I would have kept Deku on the low if you kept Bakugo on the low.
Yeah, but it's like, alright, I can't resist the, like, it's enticing, man. It's explosions.
And it's like, I've always had that main character complex, so it was like, that.
And I've always had the rival character complex, so it works out perfectly in that regard.
And the thing is, like, those two characters in anime always end up being like the pseudo main characters, you know. But yeah, that was a lot going on with anime. Attack on Titan came to a finish. I wish we could talk about it more because I'm strictly watching the dubs, but I'm almost there.
I'm only on season 3.
You're only on season 3 though,
Yeah.
but like, how are you liking it so far? Where do you expect these twists to go?
So it's really like kind of difficult for me to say like, oh, that's a twist I did not expect.
Right.
Because I saw the giant monkey man, like, okay, so some context to how I'm gonna be talking about this. The last time I saw Attack on Titan is when the end of season 1 first premiered and ended. And up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started season 2, finished that pretty quickly. And then stopped on season 3 because, like, alright, I watched too much anime in such a
Sometimes
short period.
overwhelming, you gotta like chill for a second.
And it's like everything's fucking sad, people are dying, the end of the world is happening, giant monkey man be tossing shit everywhere.
That
now.
show does not give a shit about your feelings.
It really doesn't, and I kind of like that about it, but
Hell
at the
yeah.
same time, it's like, a lot of the twists, there's some things where it's like, alright, that's a little too convenient. Or it's like, alright, like, I want to know more about what's going on to maybe make it so it's not like Deus Ex Machina kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I really love the animation. The fights are always fucking insane.
You will know there isn't a machine. It is everything human.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it's a lot of work to get there.
And so that's why I feel like there's like, I'm at the point where it's like, okay, things are getting a little bit ridiculous and it hasn't been explained quite yet.
Right.
Where it's like, that kind of suspension of belief is kind of fading a little bit, but I know it's going to kind of come back and it's going to be explained. And once I have that more like in-depth details of like, alright, this is how things kind of work out, I know I'm going to jump back into the show in like full force. But it is good. I'm liking it. Though I am hesitant to call it like one of the best animes right now.
It's honestly like Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia are like the two greatest animes I've ever seen. And like sometimes I'm like, you know, I want to like go and say the classics are better, like Cowboy Bebop or Dragon Ball, or even like, you know, I love fucking like Black Lagoon, you know, but fucking Attack on Titan, oh my god. But yeah, like, it does get messy in the middle, and they just keep giving you more questions without answering them forever. You're in season 3, and so much of season 1 hasn't been answered yet, you know? So, like, I get that, you know?
Yeah, because even, like, it's like, oh, you know, we're just going to casually, like, you remember the fucking giant titan? Remember the armor titan? We're just going to casually, like, hey, oh yeah, we're these guys. And it's like, wait, what? I thought it was like, oh, you know, they're just like, you're shooting the shit. No, like, we're these guys, we're gonna fucking take you, Aaron, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna bring you to where we need to go.
Yeah.
And like, you serious? And they're like, oh, we serious. Poof. And it's like, alright, fuck.
Epic fight.
We just got done with one already, man.
I know, bro. I feel so bad for them. They have, like, little time to rest.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Like, there's like PTSD, and then there's the shit that they go through, and it's like, man, after like the war, after like, you know, whenever the final season, whoever is left standing, however many that may be, it's just like they're not gonna be fucking functional at that point, man. Their brain is gonna be so fucking shell shocked.
Bro, so many people die, and so many S tiers, and then all the A tiers start dying. It's like, shit, you're really left with, like, the rut of the fucking litter, bro.
It really is. It's like, okay, so I'm watching it, it's like, oh, he's second only to Levi.
Right?
Instantly gets fucking white. Fucking, there was like...
And he was eating it up season 1, too.
Yeah, he was fucking kicking ass and
I did
stuff,
not
and he was
expect him to
getting
go
it.
down like
But
that.
he's like, nope, alright, you're done. And then two of like the best fighters, or like two like, you know, pretty decent fighters within the group of like all the younger kids and whatnot. Alright, now they're new Titans too. So, and then fucking disappearing. And it's like, oh my god, man. Like, give me a moment. How many Titans are there? How many people can turn into Titans?
It is stressful for sure. And again, they ground it really quickly. That's the part. That's the part where like it's so convoluted, and then they ground it so fast. I've never seen it grounded so quickly after having so many questions.
And I think that's like another thing too. That's like because they're doing it so well, they're grounding every episode. Like, even though I'm like that's kind of ridiculous. Like how would like the pacing of it so fucking quick, and sometimes like. Yo, that don't make sense to be doing it at that point. Mm-hmm. But I know the show has been grounding itself the entire way through. And it's like, yeah, you as a viewer may not be like, you know, buying into everything. But they make sure that the characters and how they're presenting them, like they make sure that the characters seem like they're fully invested to everything going on.
They feel fucking real. They feel heavy. They all feel, they have weight. Even like the red shirts, as you would call them, you know, like, I just got introduced to them and they died 5 minutes later, but they didn't feel like a red shirt. They didn't feel like they were just created to die, you know?
I mean, except for the Capitol Police, I think of what it was. But I think
they're douchebags.
Yeah, that was the whole design. Like, oh, we're the Capitol Police. We can find anybody. Yeah. Oh, you guys are suicidal going after Titans. We can kill Titans, no big problem.
Yeah.
First fucking scene with them on Titan, we're dying!
Yeah, the show made me want them to die. So that was more of like, you know... You deserve this.
That was
a
like
lot of
fan
stress
service at that point.
Exactly. It was fan service.
But I'm enjoying the show. I really wanted to see what the finale comes up with.
Yeah, dude. I kind of want to like break and just like watch the subtitles, but like that show, there's so much of spectacles going on where it's like it's hard to read the script and watch the show. And it's one of those shows where the voice acting is really good in English too.
Yeah.
Where like I don't see the need to want to like choose one or the other.
I started listening to it as a sub, so that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep going, and that's kind of how my normal rule is with anime. Whatever version I listen to first, like that's how I gotta go the entire way through. It just makes more sense in my brain.
To movies, there's a lot of exciting going on in movies. Mortal Kombat's about to come out.
Yes,
King Kong
it is.
Just came out against Godzilla.
Godzilla versus King Kong. I don't know what the order of that title is, but yeah, that just came out. But then also a dope new trailer also dropped too. And I know you haven't seen it yet, but I think Suicide Squad's actually be pretty dope.
I think Suicide Squad's gonna be pretty dope too. I think the first two were really whatever, but this trailer looks fun. It looks Suicide Squad. It doesn't look like Harley Quinn plus Friends the movie.
Yes, and that's the best part.
It looks like a Suicide Squad movie. And like Guardians being my favorite of franchises of the MCU, like I have in James Gunn being the director of the new Suicide, I have nothing but faith for this movie. Like I feel like this is like the first DC movie I've been really excited for in a very long time.
Yeah, and honestly, like I remember the first Suicide Squad trailer for the original film that came out. And I remember that trailer was like okay, you know, it's pretty cool, like it's entertaining. It looked fun. And I was like, okay, like this might be a good movie. But this trailer, like the new one for the new movie, like I saw it, I was like, all right, I can really fuck with this. Like I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
and like I'm already really down to just see King Shark, just be fucking King Shark, man. Cause
a theatrical King Shark, and it's like the modern King Shark. It's not like the boring one from like 20 years ago. Like we have a theatrical, talking, sweet personality King Shark. Yeah, we'll eat the shit out of you, bro. Like that shit's so cool.
We were like, even in the trailer, he just fucking straight up rips it in half. Fucking blood and guts spread everywhere. Too.
I love the violence that's coming because we're gonna have all this violence with Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
But violence in Mortal Kombat. I'm so excited. Have you seen the trailer?
I've only seen the trailer, like the small little snippet they had with
Yeah.
Sub-Zero turning the blood into a blade and
That's what I wanted to
do
tell
again.
you.
And it's like
He turns into a blade. Who gets that? I don't even think I've seen that in the Mortal Kombat video games, bro. He turned the blood into a dagger and shank, bro.
that was some dope shit.
That's so disrespectful.
And like, you know, we've kind of seen something similar with like Magneto, like, oh, you have a lot of iron in your blood and manipulating blood that way.
Or
that
like in Misfits where the guy who controlled milk was getting jealous of people with cool power. So when people ate dairy, he would use the dairy in their organs and clog their arteries and kill them that way.
I don't remember that part of Misfits. I didn't watch it as much as you did.
I was obsessed with that show. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. It's like, this kid is just, he's killing people because they drank milk 30 minutes ago, bro. Like, wow. And then, like, Nathan, you know how he was, like, immortal?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, yeah, I know your power. I'm not trying to kill you. Instead, I'm going to, like, carry the milk into your cerebral and snap it so you're going to be a vegetable for the rest of your life.
Holy
So I was
shit.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, so that's a power.
That's fucking insane. I need to rewatch Misfits.
Yeah.
Misfits, the UK version is way better, but I just don't know.
Is there an American Misfits?
I thought, isn't there?
There's a Skins American.
That's what I'm
And I thought it
confusing.
was great, even though they canceled after the first season.
Uh-huh.
But I thought it was great. Not better than the UK version, but it was great.
UK has made some really cool, like, young adult fucking, like, group. Words being escaped.
It's been a long time since I've kind of been into UK shows, though, so I don't really know what they're doing nowadays.
I gotta get into that too, and just check out and see what's going on. I don't know how we got into this aspect. Anyway, Suicide Squad looks fucking dope. King Shark.
It does.
And they're also gonna be battling a giant starfish from space, and that's kind of fucking hysterical.
I didn't see that part. That
Yeah.
sounds exciting.
If you see the kite when the guy's like, oh, there's a kaiju, and you see in the background screen, there's a giant starfish going doosh, doosh, doosh.
I hope it looks like the little homie from Finding Nemo.
Yeah, dude, it's called, I think it's called like Stario or something like that.
Stario?
Man. I was watching a video about it, and shit cracked me the fuck up. I'm really excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
And for me to be excited about a DC movie is kind of wild.
And John Cena is like, he was like I don't remember like the exact thing he was saying, but like, yeah, like I'll suck a dick for America. I'll suck all the dicks.
Okay, all right. So it was like, if this beach was filled with penises, I would suck each one of them if it was for liberty, and I'll do it gladly.
Oh, bro, that was hilarious.
And you know, it's like, it's kind of funny. I'm actually like really happy that people are noticing how funny John Cena is.
Yeah, he was like, I forgot the name of the movie, but I saw like a movie maybe a year ago where he had comedy chops. And there was another one, it was a holiday one with Mel Gibson. And I was like, yeah, and Will Ferrell, and I was like, yeah, he's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he's
Like,
pretty
I can
funny.
get
Like,
down with him.
I've been watching this dude in wrestling for like the longest time. He's always been great at promos, and he's always been like, if he wants to cut deep, he could cut deep if he wants to. He's always been sharp on the mic. So it's cool to like, all right, he's now kind of starting to get the Rock treatment and Batista treatment.
Yeah.
Where it's like the rest of the world is starting to realize, all right, this is a good fucking like.
Batista slingshotted to his
Hell
placement,
yeah.
though. Because like The Rock had to work for it, bro. Like he was the Scorpion King, and that was the biggest piece of turd ever. to be the highest paid actor from that, coming from that, like fuck, it's like hell yeah, okay. But Bautista kind of just slingshotted. Out of WWF, who would you want to see as like the next actor?
It is currently WWE because they legally cannot be called WWF.
It's been WWE for many
Yeah, they
years.
lost that legal
My
battle
fault.
to a panda for many years.
And I have that credit card of the panda.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think so. There's a couple characters. There are a couple wrestlers that I would love to see from the WWE transition into like actual Hollywood because they're already kind of starting to show like really good like acting chops.
And they have their own production company.
And they have their own production company. And you know, WWE makes like the Marine 18, but that only really like showcases The Miz, and The Miz isn't a good actor whatsoever.
I feel like their quality is like the male equivalent of lifestyle movies.
That is absolutely correct. The best way you can explain it, and I'm not going to even try and make a better explanation because that is actually so well, that's so fucking accurate. I cannot explain. Okay, but in terms of who would I like to see from the WWE, kind of going into Hollywood, Number one would have to be Alexa Bliss. She is like this like 5'1" wrestler. She's like 5'1", 5'3" at the biggest. Really small like girl. But the thing is that since she's kind of showed up on the main roster,
Yeah.
her character acting has been super fucking good. She originally went from like this, you know, very like preppy girl and whatnot, trying to be like the like popular girl kind of stereotype of that one, and then transitioned more to like a Harley Quinn type character, and then like there was other ones. Right now she's like currently doing like a character who may or may not be possessed by another wrestler. It's a convoluted storyline, I'm not gonna lie, but like she plays it really well.
That's
and,
cool.
Like her ability to go from like, oh, I'm this like defenseless person who needs help and needs to be rescued, to switching into like that evil, more demonic personality. Like she does that without missing a beat. And
That's kind of cool.
yeah,
I like people who can like switch like that.
yeah, and then her face like acting too is by far one of the best in the entire company.
And they zoom in on faces a lot.
Yeah,
so
so
that's cool.
I
That's
think-
saying a lot.
She would be my number one candidate, and she's kind of like expected to be like the easiest transition into Hollywood after wrestling, just because of how great of an actor she is, like off the top. The other one would have to be her counterpart in the storyline right now, Bray Wyatt, because he's the best male character actor too in WWE right now. Alexa Bliss is the best female character actor, and ironically they're paired up right now, kind of in a shitty storyline. But when they play their characters, they play it phenomenally well. Bray Wyatt, I think mentioned before, he's like the Mr. Rogers fucking
you're telling me
boogeyman
that,
character. And he's just super dope. And
That's such a cool character.
Yeah.
Aspect, too. So they're both similar. How they're like,
yeah, cause
hello.
yeah, and
Die,
that
murder.
was kind of the thing. She gets possessed by Bray Wyatt technically, and that's kind of how they get paired up together.
Huh.
But Bray Wyatt again, he does the Mr. Rogers, you know, like I'm Mr. Nice Guy. I
Yeah.
want her to fly. And then, like, in a second, he's like, and then I will murder you in pieces. But even before that, he played this character who was like this, like, backwater hillbilly who's like a cult leader. And every promo was supposed to be like this cult speech. And you just felt captivated by it. He would lose every match.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But you kept on coming around because, like, damn, he really performs these lines perfectly. And you, like, all right, I can kind of, like, fuck with this.
That's kind of badass. That's cool.
So those would be the two biggest ones. I think like they're both really good actors in just own right. And yeah, they're wrestlers, but like they have acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
Like legit acting chops. And I'd love to see them transition into Hollywood.
That's pretty badass. That's cool. I don't really know these characters. I can't really give you my input, you know. But yeah, I guess like to finally like touch off tomorrow. By the time this comes out, you guys would have seen it. Falcon Winter Soldier 3.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like 2 so far?
I still think the show is super forced. I really want to like the show. I really want to like it, and I'm watching it, and it's not that I dislike it, but it's like
It's not organic. Yeah.
It's not organic. Everything feels pretty forced, and it's like it also feels super safe. Cause like okay, cool, we're fighting against super soldiers. All right, that's super interesting. That's like, you know, something we haven't dealt before. They make the joke about the big three: aliens, wizards, and
That was a little corny.
it was pretty fucking corny. Don't get me wrong, but it was like, okay, you know, it's funny how they kind of like, all right, we're gonna kind of like tone it down a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not gonna go super wild with who we're dealing with. But I'm still waiting for that like that id factor. Like, why was this show made?
Yeah, and I just find fucking New Cap so corny. Like,
Yeah.
he gave up so fast. He tried to help him for like a day, and then after when the day was over, he's just like, "Don't get in my way." I'm like, "Oh man, I saw that coming."
Yeah.
like that is like, yeah, bro. Like, I find the second episode to be way better than the first one.
It really is.
Because now like they're starting to connect and. Their story arcs are making sense, so I like it. I do like it a lot more, but I do see what you're saying, where it still very much feels forced. It doesn't feel like organic. You know? And I don't know. I think we're like also like really like pairing this against WandaVision, but we've had so many arcs of actually seeing Wanda's madness and the reason why. Because that means a lot more to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bucky and Sam, they both kind of seem like. they were like, they're lucky to be in the MCU. That's kind of how I see it. They're just kind of like, we need more characters, let's throw them in. We really don't have all this much of a story. Like, when Cap met Sam, the fool was just fucking doing laps.
It really was.
Like, he had no real, like, deep fucking... Like, he doesn't have no real deep arc where I'm invested into, but, you know, I feel like that's why it feels forced right now, because they want to give that to us. But, yeah, it all seems pushed. All of a sudden, Sam has a big family. Fucking Winter Soldier's Bucky is fucking guilty and just hanging out with this old Asian guy because he feels guilty. Like,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, we are gonna get Zemo back in episode 3, and Zemo was like in Civil War. He was not okay.
He was interesting, but he was boring.
He was, but like the information that he has though is
That's
the thing
true.
that I'm interested about.
And that was buried really quickly.
Yeah, because he is possibly like the most well-knowledged of Hydra that's alive in the MCU right now.
And he infiltrated fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. being one of the most trusted fucking people to interview one of the most fucking villainous of people.
And he was like the only person who knew how to activate Winter Soldier. Like no one knew the codes anymore, but he had this like the pamphlet from like the Cold War in the 60s and everything.
I didn't think about it that way. That sounds pretty
Zemo knows some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I know, at least I hope the it factor comes with Zemo. Because there is an it factor in this show. Like they're alluding to it. You know, I get the whole, you know, the mercenary group or the terrorist group. I don't know exactly how they're being.
Yeah, but they're trying to like be like anti-terrorist but being terrorists as well, you know?
And then that's kind of where they're going to. But it's like I get it. They want to be like, no, we're gonna have no borders.
We're freedom fighters.
We're all one nation. We're one world kind of thing and whatnot. Like I kind of get what they're going at, but it's like I don't.
Like her ideals are more spread out than the freckles on her face.
It's like, that's like I know Zemo's gonna make this group relevant or feel like there's something attached to that.
Right.
And there's a possibility that, you know, we're gonna get possibly Abomination, a connection to that, because General Thaddeus, I forgot what his last name is.
Do you think it's gonna come from Winter Soldier?
I think so, because remember, Thaddeus was trying to make the super soldier serum, like in the original The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Like, that was the thing, and that's some guy Abomination. And if he was the one who's spearheading that program, we now have like what 6 to 8 new super soldiers that popped up randomly.
And apparently, there's been a lot more in the timeline that the government didn't even fucking know about.
Exactly,
you know? So,
and they were all what? They were all vets, right? And so it's like, okay, what the fuck is Thaddeus up to? Because alright, it's a military man who's running a military program to make super soldiers for the military, and now we got ex-military who are now super soldiers. I'm like, alright. I gotta have the connection because then we get Abomination.
And it's so weird how like, oh man, like we need help. We need a professional at the matter. Let's literally get the guy who put us between each other and try to get us to kill each other. Let's add him to the roster.
But at the end of the day, we get Red Hulk. I would be okay with the payoff.
That would be cool, Red Hulk. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Because Thaddeus is supposed to be the fucking Red. He's the Red Hulk in the comics, so it'd be cool to see him do that transition. After maybe the super soldier serum kind of fucks up with his body or something like that.
What version was he in the movie?
I mean, he's just the standard general. Like, he's his general version, but then after a while...
Because he was like a super soldier beyond super soldier. Like, it looked like... At human form, it looked like he could put Cap to shame. Like, he was doing
No, you're thinking of the dude who becomes Abomination.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
General Thaddeus is the one who gave him the serum to do that.
Okay.
But that's the same. We can get an Abomination back. And then Thaddeus does turn into the Red Hulk in the comics because he takes the super soldier serum and then it fucks with him and that's what he turns into. So like we can get 2 pretty decent villains back into the MCU. And it'd be cool to see because those are really big fucking meaty boys that can cause a lot of destruction.
Oh hell yeah. And then like, you know, him having like knowledge of it from the get-go, like, he was like double the sizes of fucking what Abomination was back then.
Exactly. So it's like, alright, again, there's that it factor. At this point in WandaVision, we're like, alright, something's going down. And by episode 2, we're like, something's going down and we're not really sure what's going to happen. Episode 3 really kind of shone a lot of light into what's happening in WandaVision.
What to look forward to.
Yeah, and you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's a smaller series by a couple episodes. So it's like, all right, we gotta get that payoff.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not as eager as I am on WandaVision, but I am still excited because like I do like adding more history to the MCU timeline.
I think with WandaVision, after this point in the show, I was wanting more, and I think the biggest difference is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm expecting more.
Yeah, and I feel bad because they were supposed to come first before I knew about all these opportunities that's gonna come to the MCU in the future now that Wanda opened up. So
yeah, the order of operations really did kind of.
They kind of got screwed. I feel like I probably would have liked it so much more had I not seen Wanda.
Very true, because remember this is supposed to come out after Endgame, like. Alright.
And after Eternals.
Like, I'm done with the cosmic shit. Bring it back down to Earth. I want to see, my good old American boys again.
American.
It could just be victims of order operations. But the show is good, but right now, good isn't good enough right now for the MCU. And I'm curious to see more.
Yeah, and if they're gonna tease us with Don Cheadle episode 1, he better come back full force, fucking missiles flying everywhere. Like, I better see him back because he meant nothing in episode 1. So he better come back with fucking a vengeance.
Okay, so before we end this off,
okay,
if you were to see another character, mind you, we're not gonna probably see any of the main characters, maybe except for like a cameo of Captain America.
Right.
But like any of like the secondary characters that have been shown in the MCU. Who would you like to see pop up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Who would you think might pop up?
That's kind of tough. Cause like Bucky and Sam, they fit so well together as far as like their capabilities and their history. Where like other than War Machine, I can't see anyone really fitting that mold.
Yeah. You're not wrong, and that's what kind of like Zemo made it like was really random knowing that he was gonna be there.
But it makes sense because he's also still like kind of grounded.
True.
In comparison to like because these heroes are the most grounded heroes, other than Black Widow who is dead. So like everyone else, and then there's also Hawkeye, but he needs a couple weeks with his family, alright? Let's leave him out of this for a minute.
It is supposed to be 6 months after Endgame, so he has more than a couple weeks.
Yeah. Damn, who would I want to see join them? Fuck. Because I don't want to like play with the recipe too much and see someone I really, really like, Because like throwing in like Strange or Star-Lord would not make sense, okay. I would like to see Fury, Monica, and the Kree there more, and the Krell there more.
Actually, yeah.
I feel like they're kind of grounded more too, and they're still kind of on Earth also. Maybe not Fury, but like.
But there is a Skrull version of Fury walking around at the very least. Actually, yeah, that would be pretty cool because again, like there's not too much. There's no aliens, wizards, or androids. That's the third one. I remembered it.
And then like Monica Rambeau, she's gonna be like as strong as Captain Marvel, sure, but she's not there yet. So this gives her some like opportunity and light to like develop her skills in like a more not as crazy scale
and more of a controlled environment. Okay. Because I was thinking more so like I would like to see Sherry pop up. Because they did that whole, conversation.
I thought they were gonna fucking see Shuri.
Yeah.
When they went to like Brooklyn and I saw the gates, I thought they were gonna see Shuri at like another another Wakanda Foundation in Brooklyn. That's what I thought was gonna happen too.
I want something like that to happen because again, like
when that scene was, I was hyped, bro. I even screamed out, Shuri. And then I just got this angry war vet. I'm like, alright.
But Isaiah was actually super dope though, because I've been finding out a little more information about that character. He's
he was the OG Black Captain from what
he was the OG Black Captain America that kind of was been like pushed It's this weird thing. It was like this Black Ops story and whatnot, and possibly it's thing that kind of leads into Weapon X,
right?
And the creation of, like Wolverine and stuff, or the amplification of Wolverine and mutants and stuff like that. So that's one possibility that we can get an attachment on. But it's also that like I found out too that he's kind of like this black urban legend in the Marvel comics.
Really?
That like all the black superheroes know who he is, and every single time he shows up in like a special event randomly, they're like, "Oh, thank you for fucking showing up, Isaiah. Like I'm a big fan of yours."
That's so cool.
Like you helped me become a hero. but it's like I didn't know that he was like this black urban legend.
Yeah, I only knew what I knew after watching like Watch Mojo the day after.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah.
And so to kind of get that like new kind of character that is like so significant in the comics, but that's like super hidden was really dope.
Right.
And so that's why I that's why I was like, all right, you know, it may not be the characters we would expect.
I like that they're doing that now.
Yeah.
Cause like Angus, like I didn't know who the fuck what she was like at all.
Mhm.
And when she pulled up, I was like, I actually really dig this character. I did some research and there was very minor information on her, but what was there, I was like, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that she's big in this universe, you know?
So yeah, I want to see more of those side characters being propped up, and Shuri is potentially, you know, could be the next Black Panther potentially, depending on how things work out.
I think it's gonna happen.
It's most likely gonna be her
Cause she can fight too.
She can fight already,
and she's already a super genius. So,
but yeah, I want to see her pop up because they're already talking about like, oh, what are you, the White Panther? He's like, no, it's the White Wolf actually.
I thought that was so corny.
It
I know
was
it's
really
corny
corny.
to the comic.
I know,
but it was so corny.
But I was like, all right, you're talking about Wakanda.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to see some Wakanda. And I felt like maybe some Wakanda needs to happen in this show.
Yeah, I mean, okay, because with the connections that he does have with Wakanda, just being like the honorary white boy of Wakanda, like,
Yeah.
he has some pull, you know? So that would be kind of cool.
And
For sure.
they're really trying to highlight like black superheroes.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, Shuri is now the prime candidate for that.
Yeah. I'm super excited about Shuri, though.
Mhm.
Like, the future and, like, the MCU for her. Like, I'm super excited for what she could, like, bring in.
But that's kind of what we got to see with the rest of the weeks. But
Yeah. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments and shit like that. We're working on some shit, so hopefully next week will be cool as shit, alright?
Mhm.
We'll see you then.
see you next week.
Peace.